Sunday. We pray it doesn't happen. We pray it doesn't
and just
happen.
yesterday, I think we saw something in India as well.
Oh, it's down there. We'll get into it. So let's get into it before we come and do some sports and entertainment quickly. So Air India is trending because yesterday, unfortunately, a flight, Boeing 787 Dreamliner, crashed immediately after takeoff. It went up for about 600 feet and then crashed down. Still, they're trying to understand what exactly led to the crash, but some experts are saying some flaps were closed that were supposed to have been open. And there are others who also said that they actually report that particular flight has had issues over the years and it's been logged. But let's sort of, yeah. I'm really not an expert in aviation that deep, but I know how to track planes around the world. That one,
It's an expertise you need to have.
Shout outs to Augustine. Yeah.
I guess he hooked you up on that?
No. I hooked him onto chasing planes. And he was so pissed.
What's that? Why was he pissed?
We'll be in the office, we are working, then I am on to tracking planes. So our office is obviously very close to the airport. This one will fly over and I'll tell him the exact tail number of the flight flying over. And he goes like, Sedi, don't you have work to do? What is this? What is this?
He talks to you like that? You know he's a baby.
My school son.
Your school son? I like to get on his last nerve with this.
I don't mind him.
You mind
him?
him?
I don't mind him.
He'll be coming here very soon. Two of you do the news.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
So those ones says I was in the same flight. Okay, I'll not use some of the words. I was in the same flight 2 hours before it took off from AMD. I came in of this sort of morning as yesterday from Delhi to AMD. Okay. Noticed unusual things in the plane. Made a video to tweet to Air India. I want to give more details. Please contact me. So as it stands, only one person, it's a very graphic footage. I would not like to show you that this morning, has quote and unquote survived so far. And we are going to be using his words to try and also understand what happened. The pilot of the flight has over 8,200 flight hours. So we're trying to still understand. Apparently, the Dreamliner is said to be one of the safest commercial flights out there. Yeah. When it comes to my planes, I really know my planes. Yeah, from my Boeings to my the details. Yeah, I like planes.
Where from that interest? Where did you get it from? Did you want to be a captain?
No. I actually have never wanted to be a captain before. Yeah, no.
Never?
No. Never.
You and Kasano. What I noticed about is that you read wide, you just get into stuff just to know. And that's actually an incredible thing. Your parents should be so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes. Some people don't have time like that.
Thank you.
Focus on sports journalists, or name politics, or name national issues, or name entertainment, or name, what's it called? Planes.
Yeah.
And cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you're that kind of guy in a class that nobody wants to be friends with.
No, everybody wants to be friends.
No, actually, when it's exam times, exam
Let's get into it as well. The plane crash is trending heavily on that side. Now, China is also trending. Reason why China is trending, it's directly linked to Africa, the number 53, and also Ghana. Being that they announced saying that they have waived off all tariffs from African imports to their side. So everything you export from Ghana now to China goes without taxes or tariffs.
Should we be scared? I think it's amazing, but I'm just wondering what's in there.
Okay, so the catch in there, geopolitically, China is having a beef with US.
Yes.
They are going on with their tariff wars. Yes. US is also putting tariffs on African stuff. Africa is looking to export. So if you export, let's say, give and take, cocoa to US, you definitely, from the system, you pay some tariffs. You do that to China, you don't.
Free. Yeah, so last week, I remember I saw a news item that said Donald Trump is having conversations with China and waiving off the tariffs. I don't know if that didn't happen again, because I mean, it's Kweku Trump we're talking about.
That we'll
because
see.
he did say that the conversations were very successful and the tariffs were going to be looked at.
We'll see about Trump, but I am worried. This morning I was coming and I was thinking about something. I was very worried.
You want us to go back? Okay, so when you're done with that, we talk about Sam George. He's not in the.
Oh, he is. He actually is. He is here. I was about to get there.
Space. Oh.
Yeah. So, Honorable Sam George,
aka Jata George.
Yeah. So, Tech in Chi, I greet you this morning, but you see, I think we should have found another way of advocacy, to approach this thing. You have gone to wake Jata up, and Jata is now roaring
on everybody.
Yeah.
Now stations are suffering.
Yeah.
Charlie, we can't wait.
So
they've given us 30 days, huh?
Yeah. 30 days, and the
yesterday I went into the GJA boss.
Yeah.
And I was asking him what he's doing about it. He said the president has, released a statement and was...
Yeah, so Augustine will come and he'll get into all that the nitty-gritty. But we'll come and talk about PayPal. So he was on this...
he was on Space with Kalije.
Yeah. And Olele went to ask a question about monetization of Ghanaian creatives content and PayPal issues as well. And he responded to it. And we are seeing some interesting things there. So... let's just go through this particular tweet, and he says on Kalije's space, Sam George, Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, revealed that his policy advisor recently met with PayPal's head of Africa operations. The aim is to bring PayPal to Ghana, but Ghana must first meet a checklist of requirements plus get approval from the Bank of Ghana. Approval from the Bank of Ghana can be done. The checklist is what we'll be getting into.
Yeah, okay, great.
So we'll get into the checklist much later. Quickly, we'll come back and we'll do the issues relating to Liverpool and the issues relating to Trent. We'll come back in sports and do it. But this one is trending.
We don't care about it.
Violence is trending.
We will not mind you. We will not mind you, because I know you've been wanting to talk about that.
Oh no, but I'm not going to play any clips of it. Yeah. But I want to say that a new song is out. 2026 or TGMA 27 collaboration of the year. It's already in the category. Rap performance of the year. It's already in the category. Yeah. So it's Sarkodie featuring Kweku Smoke. And a lot of people feel that this is the first time that Sarkodie and Kweku Smoke are on one song. No. Yeah. This is not the first time.
At least I even know that.
Yeah, this is not the first time. And also, please check out the song. Sarkodie is the only person who has gotten Kweku Smoke to sing on his song. Yeah. And also...
That's right. So
you will come back. We'll come back.
Massa, focus. Thank you so much. For joining me on this one. Yes, we're coming back right after this. Kobe is coming by with the stories for this morning.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Well, it's a good Friday here on the AM Club. My name is Augustine and I'm Kwapong. Welcome to the morning news. As always, it's time for us to recap what's been happening here in the country over the past 24 hours. A lot of conversation, especially emanating from Parliament, but not to jump the gun. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
They look like one of those who are going to serve the mass.
Mass.
So I used to have. I used to be Catholic.
Yeah.
And I went to Catholic school at some point.
Yeah.
And so the mass servers, they look a certain way. They look like they have never seen sin in their lives.
He looks like a mass server.
I'm actually.
It's okay.
So I'm a senior master, but I used to serve because
We did.
Him, mass server.
I said it now. Hey, if you come to my church, I am the calmest guy in the like.
I think you are.
Oh.
Say now, what's your problem?
Everybody sees me. It's like,
Hey, what's your problem?
You people don't know him.
I think what?
Hey, him, calm.
He's not calm.
I'm calm.
It's you trigger that part of him.
Exactly.
It's you.
Why are you guys blaming me for something I absolutely?
Why were you also blaming me earlier on?
What for?
Your study of flight.
You see, I told you bring it up.
Yes, because he was listening.
If you didn't bring it up,
why did you bring it up?
Thank you very much. You know me, I don't go down without the fight. But anyway.
But you see. Ladies and gentlemen,
there's nothing you could say.
They are on their own. Yeah.
You just came to what, escort us.
He brought us here. Now he's trying to leave us.
Yeah.
How did I bring you here?
You will continue the journey.
But we've been tracking flights.
You and who? Say you have been tracking.
It looks like you're not interested in that thing he likes to do.
It is, Mimi, if you see him do it, it is exhausting. Hey, this person is
coming at this time.
Oh God.
Just coming at this time.
It is interesting to know about it, but you know, at times, like said now, like there's something
and it's
going.
not like he's expecting anybody. Because usually you track flights when you know that someone is coming and you're on your phone check making sure that they land at the time.
And you know the funny thing, this in Team Fojo thing, I think he mentioned something like that, but because me, I wasn't, you know, I was like, then the whole Team Fojo thing came, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't understand why.
Yeah. So I was actually tracking flights before that.
Before the whole Team Fojo thing came. Yeah. So imagine if I was serious about it at the time, we would have noticed it.
A cry.
That is a cry. It is still wrong.
And I've told him, and I think he's good weird, but he's a proper weirdo.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
But I've told you.
Don't side with him on that, please. No.
First, your first time you ever came on the show, you remember what you said you were interested in?
Yeah.
You like adrenaline.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy, no, I don't want to be working with.
He didn't hear that one. That one there in Kenya.
I'm not surprised.
Do you know when?
Do you know what happened that
He told us on the show, and when he sees like, you know, accidents and stuff happen, and you're excited, like it wakens some
kind of
adrenaline. Where's the hell?
This guy is not from Earth.
No.
Maybe from Mars or Jupiter.
I don't want to have a conversation with this guy. Because sitting with this guy will drain your mental.
Yeah.
Because then you'll be using both your left and right.
It has to work like
it's true.
Every
He
second.
has been going through it.
That's why I said I don't want to be in the same class with him. Because you will not pass. You will not pass past this boy.
I know, right?
You will not.
You can burn midnight candle and even burn the wax in addition. You still not reach anywhere.
Okay.
But anyways, let's talk about Parliament. Yeah. Why? Because Sam George did this thing again.
Yes.
64 radio stations about you know their license has been revoked, but we've seen clemency from I wanted to say Kweku Trump's brother, but our father himself.
What do you mean Kweku Trump's brother?
No, but
Abi,
they
just want.
They haven't met, have they?
I am
No, they haven't.
For it to be a
They haven't. I don't think it would
Trump
be.
and John Dramani
It will be explosive.
Will it? No.
It would be because
It won't be.
Let me explain why.
Explain.
Geopolitically, Trump has imposed tariffs, and then JDM gave a rebuttal. Tariffs.
Yeah.
So let us meet.
So you think that a Brody bet me?
I know, right?
Okay, wait me at my office and na kasa anyhow. Is that my phone?
This morning.
You think that Kweku Trump would do to John Dramani what he did to what is the Kenyan president?
No.
South African president.
And I have a theory with that one too. I have a theory that is part of what led to his fallout with Elon Musk, because Elon Musk is first a South African before a US
Yeah,
guy.
I think that was
also
so
clocked there.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
I thought that was a lot.
Yeah, we are doing geopolitics.
But
Sports
yes.
the SEC at the end,
Unyebio. Unya sports nibio.
And then come in.
And then Kwamina.
He's on his own.
Over to you, Jolate.
Maybe on it, Jeff. But yeah, so
Please, let's get into it.
one of the main conversations is that from Parliament and the fact that the Minister for Sanitation and Regional Affairs says that, you know what, well, we are going to modernize our markets to accommodate the 24-hour economic conversation. And you know that security in terms of, you know, measures that have been put in place to decongest one, to make sure that markets are safe, especially in the night, knowing the fact that this year started on a fire rampage in our markets, making sure that our markets are sanitized to accommodate the whole 24-hour economy. Says that plans are in place because we know that President Mahama says that next month, July 1st, is when the 24-hour economy is going to roll out. So, I mean,
and we also saw the Minister of Health in Parliament yesterday.
So
the committee that was set up to meet the
Ghana register. But unfortunately, they weren't able to come to a conclusion. Why? Because I don't want to call it chaos, but some sort of misunderstanding erupted. We still do not know on whose side because it was a closed hearing. But what we know is that possibly today they are going to have some finality to the strike action, either in terms of resolution or negotiations, if possible.
Anyway, let's get into our stories.
Let's get into our stories for this morning and start off with Parliament. As the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, Samuel Nate George, has dismissed allegations of political witch hunting in the recent revocation of over 60 FM broadcast licenses, including Wuntumi Radio and Asase radio stations, perceived to have ties to the opposition New Patriotic Party, the NPP. Now, addressing Parliament on Thursday, June 12, 2025, the minister emphasized that the action was grounded in regulatory enforcement, not partisan considerations. Now, he underscored the government's commitment to safeguarding media freedom while also ensuring that all broadcasters operate within the bounds of the law. Now, let's take you to Parliament and bring you highlights from his address.
Especially in rural areas, radio broadcasting is more than a source of information and entertainment. It's a trusted lifeline for civic engagement, public awareness, including national emergency alerts and national dialogue. Mr. Speaker, under Ghanaian law, any entity seeking to establish and operate an FM radio station must first obtain a frequency authorization from the National Communications Authority, the NCA. Alarming revelations unearthed by the initial exercise necessitated me to expand this directive to a nationwide forensic audit of all FM broadcasting authorizations aimed at discharging our sacred duty to manage state assets with integrity. This is part of our Operation Recover All Loot initiative, ORAL. As of this morning, the NCA has commenced phase 2 of our regulatory enforcement following the broadcasting regulation frequency audit. This phase targets several categories of non-compliant FM stations whose operations contravene existing laws and regulations.
Well, they had it. They were shut down because, one, it contravenes existing laws, as well as the alliances were not properly released, were not renewed, I beg your pardon. For that of Asase Radio, we know that they were supposed to renew the alliances last year as at October 2024, but unfortunately they did it in December 2024. That is what led to the revocation of the, or the shutdown of the media house. But now let's walk you through the list of FM stations or radio stations that have been shut down by the ministry as at this morning. And top on the list is Life World Broadcast Limited, operating in Offenso on 94.3 FM, Victory FM in Aflao, operating on 96.1 FM, Apikini Communications Limited, operating in Kpando on 96.7 FM, Oracle Multimedia, operating in Nadoli on 88.5 FM, Jewel Group Limited in Nkwanta, operating on 102.7 FM, Bolton Portfolio Limited, operating in Nkoko on 96.9 FM, and our very own, I say our very own because it's my school, the Ghana Institute of Journalism, operating in Accra on 97.7 FM, or Brimpong FM, operating in Agona Sredu on 91.7 FM, KD Community Multimedia, operating in Kade on 92.5 FM, Press Express Limited, also known as the Daily Guide, operating in Accra on 91.5 FM, Obra FM Limited, operating in Takoradi on 89.3 FM, Unity Broadcasting Limited, operating in on 88.7 FM, Kantanka Media Limited, operating in Cape Coast on 92.1 FM, Unique Gateway Communications Limited, operating also in Nkoko on 105.7 FM. Dreams Ghana Limited, Dreams Ghana Media, operating in New Abrim, as well as Test Light. There's also Global Media operating in Tepa. Now, for the stations issued revocation notices is Confidence Commodities operating in Swaman, NIT FM in Tamale on 105.3 FM, Primary Stars Limited, as well as Wontumi Multimedia Company Limited, operating in Takoradi on 101.3 FM. There's that of so it's a total list, like I said, 64 of them, but if you visit mx24online.com, you get the full list of all the 64 stations, both TV and radio, that have been shut down by the ministry and the NTA as at this morning. But now let's still stay on this, as President John Dramani Mahama has called for the immediate restoration of the broadcast services of 64 radio stations shut down by the National Communications Authority, NTA, for regulatory breaches. In a directive to the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations, President Mahama requested a collaboration between the ministry and the NTA to ensure the affected stations resume broadcasting without delay. Now, this was contained in a release by the spokesperson to the President and Minister for Government Communications, Felix Kwapong, a few hours after the NTA, together with the Minister for Communications and Digital Technology, Samuel George, shut down the stations. Now let's talk about the press statement and bring you updates with regards to that. President Mahama requests clemency for affected radio stations. President John Dramani Mahama has directed the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations to liaise with the National Communications Authority, NCA, to immediately restore the broadcasts of 64 radio stations affected by the regulator's actions. The President believes that regulatory compliance must take into account the need to uphold and enhance media freedom, and that requiring radio stations to shut down while awaiting the regulations of the authorization could limit the space for expressing such freedoms. The President has asked the Minister to work with the NTA on a reasonable time frame within which the affected stations should regularize their authorization, and is signed by Felix Kwapong, spokesperson to the President, Minister of State in charge of Government Communications. We know that the time frame given by the minister is 30 days. So in the next 30 days, beginning today, so now they have 29 days to make sure that they get it. If not, well, we do not know what's going to happen, if it's going to be a permanent shutdown or there are going to be mediations and processes that would restore them. But according to the President, well, he's giving them clemency. Sam George says that, well, the clemency lasts for only 30 days. Meanwhile, in all this, what is the stance of the minority in Parliament? Well, Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Marking is criticizing the National Communications Authority's decision to shut down some 64 radio stations, including Wontumi FM and Asase Radio. And President John Dramani Mahama's 30-day ultimatum given to shut down these radio stations. Now, addressing MPs on the floor of Parliament, Afenyo-Marking said the intent of the shutdown must be investigated. Now, he asserted that the clemency given by the President is only for the optics after Ghanaians criticized the government for the action taken.
As a house, as Honorable Sam George invited us to do, is to uphold the Constitution. It's our duty bona fide. So, Mr. Speaker, let's not justify in any way this attitude of shut down. If yesterday we were allowed on the rooftops that it is not good to suspend or shut down, then today let us maintain the same principle and say that we would rather have an administrative engagement. Why should Asase Radio be denied the opportunity to broadcast? Why? Why will Wontumi be denied opportunity? If we we say we want to perfect our democracy, then we must be seen to be walking that talk towards perfecting our democracy. This business of it happened yesterday, so we must continue this vicious cycle. Mr. Speaker, it won't help any of us. Today, I will repeat what I've been saying since 7 January 2025, that this power of 187 is not permanent. Mr. Speaker, all that we are saying today will be referred to tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, so I would want to encourage Honorable Sector Minister to rather deepen the engagement process as directed by the President. Some of these belated actions for the purpose of optics will not help the cause of democracy.
Well, there you heard him say that this, for the purposes of optics, will not help the progress of the democracy. If you just joined in, this conversation is about the shutdown of 64 radio stations by Sam George. Well, we know that President John Dramani Mahama is giving an update on that, is that he's granted them clemency, and there he has asked the NCA and the ministry to work closely, providing a timeline through which they regularize their operations, as well as re-hit the airwaves, if that is even an expression to use. But these are words coming in from the President, Sam George, and there you just heard the Minority Leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin. But now let's still stay in Parliament, but move away from this conversation, as the Minister for Local Government, Sanitation and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, has announced the construction of modern markets across the country to support the 24-hour economy initiative. Now, according to him, every district will be required to build a modern market to enhance commercial activity. Now, speaking on the floor of Parliament yesterday, Ahmed Ibrahim expressed confidence in the feasibility of the 24-hour economy.
Government in 2016, through the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, led the redevelopment of major markets such as Kumasi Market, Kotokrava Market, Ho Market, among others. Additionally, government initiated the process to construct model markets with improved modernized facilities, including crèche, clinic, lorry parks, storage facilities, police, and fire service posts. This remains a commitment of our government and the ministry to ensure our markets meet this standard. Consistent with this, government has directed all MMDAs to allocate 25% of their share of the 2025 District Assembly Common Fund to build model market to support the 24-hour economy flagship program. Mr. Speaker, the recent fire outbreak which occurred on Thursday, 2nd January 2025 in Kantamatu Market under the Accra Metropolitan Assembly ravaged large sections of the market and thereby destroying one of the most vital and vibrant commercial hubs in Accra, which affected...
Well, that was Ahmed Ibrahim, the Minister in charge of Local Government, Sanitation and Religious Affairs, speaking about the construction of modern markets in districts across the country. Well, he's directed that the District Assembly Common Fund, 25% cut be allocated to the construction of these particular markets. As and when it breaks, we would bring you updates with regards to the construction, the progress it's making, especially knowing that the 24-hour economy, according to President John Dramani Mahama, will kickstart on July 1st, 2025. That's in a couple of weeks. So as always, stay glued to MX24 as we will be bringing you an update. But now let's move out of Parliament, as the Office of the President has officially responded to the petition by investigative journalist Manasseh Azuri-Awuni, confirming that the contract between the Youth Employment Agency YEA and waste management firm Zoom Lion Limited has expired and will not be renewed. In a letter dated June 11, 2025 and signed by the Secretary to the President, Dr. Callistus Mahama, the Jubilee House acknowledged the concerns raised in Azuri's April 27, 2025 petition and outlined several government decisions stemming from the review. Now, the presidency also revealed that all payments made to Zoom Lion after the contract's expiration will undergo a thorough audit. No further payment will be made without verification, and any unauthorized disbursement will be recovered. Now, speaking about this particular statement, let's walk you through the details of the statement released from the presidency and signed by Callistus Mahama. And it says, we joined the petition to discontinue the expired contract between the Youth Employment Agency, YEA, and Zoomlion Ghana Limited. I refer to your letter dated April 27, 2025 on the above matter. His Excellency, the President, acknowledges the serious concerns raised in your letter and responds as follows. 1. Expiration of the contract. The contract between the Youth Employment Agency, YEA, and Zoomlion Ghana Limited, Zoomlion, has expired and will not be renewed. Audit of payments and claims. All payments made to Zoomlion after the contract's expiration will be thoroughly audited. No further payments will be authorized without proper verification, and any unauthorized payments will be recovered. Now, it goes on to say that the next conduct competitive procurement. Cabinet has directed that future sanitation contracts be subjected to a competitive procurement process. Rather than one national contract, there should be regional or district-based tenders to private firms. This could reduce costs through competitive pricing and stimulate innovation as companies compete on service quality to secure contracts. A cabinet subcommittee will develop the modalities for implementing this. And it goes on to say sweeper fees. We know this because it has generated a lot of concern, especially after Manasseh Azure raised concerns. It says, with probable cost savings, the government intends to increase the sweeper fees to a more enviable income. It goes on to say fumigation contracts. Contracts that have not been performed satisfactorily will be reviewed and, where appropriate, terminated in accordance with the terms and upon the advice of the Attorney General. Please accept the assurance of my highest esteem, and is signed by Callistus Mahama, Secretary to the President. Well, there you have it. Zoomlion contracts will not be renewed between Zoomlion and the Youth Employment Agency. We know this was a conversation as of April 27, 2025, where Manasseh Azure raised concerns as to certain areas that needed clarity or some sort of investigation. Well, the President says that, well, we are not continuing, the contract is not going to be renewed. But for the details of this particular story, and that, if you missed that of Manasseh Azure, visit mx24online.com. There is that story there for you to read. It will also be made available this morning in a link to this particular story once it is published. Well, now let's do some Ghana-China news, as Ghana has achieved significant progress in strengthening its economic partnership with China, securing a 0% tariff on all its exports to Asian economic powerhouse. Now, this breakthrough was announced by the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, on X, formerly Twitter, yesterday. Now, the new tariff regime, which extends to 100% of goods originating from Ghana, is poised to dramatically boost trade volumes, stimulate job creation, and foster a new generation of Ghanaian entrepreneurs. Now, this development is particularly impactful, given that China already stands as Ghana's #1 trading partner, with bilateral trade volumes exceeding 11 billion Ghana cedis last year alone. $11 billion, I beg your pardon, last year alone. Now, this tariff elimination opens vast opportunities for Ghanaian producers to access the world's second largest consumer market. And there you see Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa exchanging pleasantries with representation from China. But now let's walk you through the details of the statement he released on his next page. It says, yesterday I held a productive and impactful talk with the distinguished former Foreign Minister for China, His Excellency Wang Yi. China has offered 0% tariff on all exports from Ghana. China is Ghana's #1 trading partner, with last year's trade volume exceeding $11 billion. Now, this 0% tariff on 100% goods, 100% of goods from Ghana and the other African countries will bolster trade, create jobs, and produce more Ghanaian entrepreneurs. We also discussed new industrial projects in line with President Mahama's vision, including exploiting our bauxite for an integrated aluminium industry powered by modern rail infrastructure. Our bilateral engagement on the sidelines of the ongoing China-Africa Summit in Shanghai, China, further agreed to work towards establishing an electric car manufacturing plant in Ghana, anchored on Ghana's strategic lithium deposits. Ghana and China will soon sign a special economic partnership agreement to concretize our mutually beneficial partnership. President Mahama's administration is firmly committed to leveraging diplomacy for the transformation of our dear country. Kwame Nkrumah and Chairman Mao will be proud of what Ghana-China relations has achieved 65 years after they laid their foundation. Words coming in from Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, the Member of Parliament for North Tongue and Ghana's Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Minister, bringing in that amazing news for Ghana, China. Zero. Hey, immediately I saw this, I was thinking,
what am I going to export? I've started thinking about it.
Cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter, oh man, so they have cocoa butter.
Shea butter. They don't have original shea butter. They don't. China.
People are exporting shea butter to China. No.
You haven't seen my own yet. Mine is special with my own effect.
Yes.
Yes.
I like
you haven't
that.
seen it yet, but
the fact that people doing it doesn't mean you cannot do it.
Oh Lord.
That's your partner, your business partner. Shea butter.
Shea butter.
Shea butter. Do that now.
Shea butter.
Shea butter.
Anyway,
well,
that's all for the morning news on the AM Club. My name is Augustine and I'm Committee Saint. For more news and update, join us. 3 options. It's not even 3 options. Join us on all 3. It's MX24GH on all platforms on social media and MX24 News, as well as MX24online.com. And our new addition, MX24GH, on our WhatsApp channel. Join us because it's the weekend. You need to stay updated in as much as you are minding your business. And in a world of negativity, spreading love, the least you can do is to be in the know. So join us on these platforms and be in the know over the course. This week,
know what's happening around you.
I know, right? You can't be in Ghana and say, Charlie, I don't know what. You need to know. MX24 will let you know. So please join us on all 3 platforms. But while you're doing that, enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you so much, Augustine, for coming through with those stories. That was very informing. And so you all who want to do business in China, you know.
But you can export meat to China as well. It's possible. No tariffs.
We are exporting.
What are you going to do for China?
No, let's export him. They will need him. We don't want to. Thank you. We're moving straight to sports right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Hi, good morning, welcome once again. It's time for sports on the AM Club. My name is Sedinam Edmund. It's a Friday, it's funky, it's freaky, and it's going to be exciting. Yeah, Mimi, I'm back here.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're back here, they are going to the sports, right?
Oh, let's get into it.
You actually came to frustrate me here.
No.
It's not like that.
No, it's not like that.
Okay, let's get into sports.
All right, let's get into it. I remember the Sports on the M Club is brought to you kind of sketchy bet way. And now it's time for Aviator fans. Yes, it's your final boarding call to take the skies. Yes, take to the skies and become Ghana's Aviator legend. It's exclusive only to the platform www.betway.com.gh. Take on the challenge, and if you are the best in the game, guess what? You will be crowned the winner of the Sky High competition and walk away with the cool 500,000 Ghana cedi cash prize. Plus, you get the opportunity for guaranteed free flights daily anytime you play the Aviator game until the 30th of June 2025. You always get way more on www.betway.com.gh. Log on. It's exclusive to this platform and start playing today. Terms and conditions do apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. With Betway, you always guarantee to get way more, but also bet the responsible way. Now let's get into the stories and start off from a national team news as the Black Queens of Ghana have dropped 1 place in FIFA's global and CAF's continental ranking following recent performances and the new coach last Kim Birkingen. The team moved to 5th place on the CAF rankings in March and occupied 65th place globally. However, after 4 games played since then, winning 1 and losing 2, Birkingen's side are now ranked 66th globally and 6th continentally. The team are currently preparing for the delayed 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations, which will be held much later this year. Now, the president of Ghana League Club Association, GALCA, John Ansah, has clarified that the sitting president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, is responsible for determining the teams competing in the President's Cup. The competition is scheduled for July 6, 2025 at the Accra Sports Stadium, and this time it would feature 2 of Ghana's biggest teams, that's Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Yesterday, the launch of this prestigious cup happened, yes, in Accra, and we were there. And here is what the chairman or the president of GALCA had to say.
This event is the 10th edition. We therefore urge our media partners to do your best to propagate this gospel of unity that the present cup brings to the nation, to keep up people's interest, draw them to the stadium as expected of you. Ghana has a collaboration with Suka Africa and Sports 20 in the area of sustainability, and recently jointly attended an international forum in South Africa. We believe that our partnership is to introduce green football to contribute our quota to the government green economy as sports people. The champion of the sustainability project is here to throw more light to it. I wish to conclude by thanking all present for bringing part of this prestigious present ceremony. I wish all of you a good afternoon.
So that was president of the Ghana League Clubs Association, John Ansah, speaking to us about the upcoming President's Cup. It will happen on the 6th of July 2025 between Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now, let's go international and talk about some signings. A lot has been happening with regards to signings. Tottenham have a new coach in the person of Thomas Frank. The gentleman, Leroy Sané, has also joined Galatasaray. But let's talk about the big one for yesterday. That happened inside as Trent Alexander-Arnold. He said that it's only fair for him to leave Liverpool for Madrid. That is what he said actually in his presentation yesterday. And he was also noted in his statement praising new coach Xabi Alonso. He actually shocked everyone at the presser, speaking fluent Spanish. Check this out. Yeah, so you heard the translator even shout wow, because we were all literally shocked that Trent Alexander-Arnold, born and bred in the United Kingdom, spent his entire life in the United Kingdom, is speaking fluent Spanish. Since then, a lot of people have decided to take their local languages also seriously. A couple of my guys say that they are going to take Tree seriously, Ever seriously, Ghana seriously. Anyway, wow. Grazie. Let's continue and finish off with regards to Formula One. Yes, it's been a while since we brought you some news from Formula One. Let's do and talk about this gentleman, Lance Stroll. So his dad actually owns the team he drives for. That's Aston Martin. However, in the previous race, he pulled out after qualifying inside Barcelona. Reason being, he had to undergo a medical procedure on his wrist. What happened to his wrist? In 2023, he had a freak accident whilst riding a bicycle. Yes, and he has had his other wrist operated on, but this time he had to take time to also work on the other wrist because it was proving problematic and difficult for him to drive. But he's back to drive for Aston Martin as Formula One gets up and underway this weekend inside Canada. That's where he is actually from, and that is going to be his home race. So he's back for his home race. We'll bring you all the updates from the Formula One that will be happening inside Montreal this weekend. And also remember that Sunday is the start of the big one. Yes, I'm talking about the Club World Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup. And remember that we have all the updates for you. We'll be bringing you up to speed with regards to whatever is happening on the ground, because we have a man on the beach. We'll be talking to him much later as well. So just stick and stay. We've got everything covered for you. That's as far as that is concerned with regards to sports. We'll be back at 4 p.m. with Off the Cuff. Today we've got a special interview. Yes, I'll not let a lot out of the bag, but stick and stay. You would not like to miss it. Sports on the EM Club was brought to you kind of sketchy Betway. And if you are an Aviator fan, it's time to take part in the game and become the Aviator legend in Ghana. And if you top the charts at the end of the day, you are able to get to that point where you can stand the opportunity of winning 500,000 Ghana cedis in cash. It's exclusive only to the platform betway.com.gh. Log on today and start. Remember that this is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana constantly. Terms and conditions do apply. With Betway, you always guaranteed to get absolutely way more. Now, we'll see. We'll talk about a lot much later. Yeah, we'll talk about a lot much later. But anyways, bet the responsible way. Bet the responsible way. So go play Aviator this morning, watch it fly, cash in, and also climb up the leaderboard. Free flights available. Who knows? You could be that special winner. Mimi?
Well, I'll catch up with all the fun, the breaking news stories, sports and business insights on MX24online.com. It's now time for entertainment and showbiz with Daphne Flashley right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Happy Friday, everybody. As usual, I'm so excited. It's weekend, and I know you are, because I know you get to rest, have a good time, go to places, favorite movies, and I'm here for it. Good morning, beautiful people.
Good morning.
How are you doing? I'm good. How are you doing, Mimi?
That's beautiful and very successful.
I'm glad. How are you doing, Sedinam?
Peace out. I'm good.
So should I go?
Oh,
Peace out. Okay. Peace out.
Yeah. I'll fly like aviator.
Yeah.
I'm not ambassador Emma.
Yeah. Self-appointed.
Yeah. Self-appointed brand ambassador. I'm glad. But one day you have to teach me how to use it because I see it every time. But when I want to.
You want to do aviator?
There's a reason why it's called aviator madness.
You want an explanation to that?
There's a reason why the madness is part there.
Yeah, there is a reason.
Okay.
But there's always that, always bet responsibly.
Yeah.
If you forget it,
Wallah. Yeah. Anyway, definitely, let's get into the world of entertainment.
Let's get into the world of entertainment. Now, I'm sure you know that, by now you know that Ifya Shastinga went to report us to Tyler Perry. Yes, you know that, right? Yes. She reported us to Tyler Perry. And also in that line, we have TV stations that were closed down due to licensing. So we have Juliet Ibrahim who spoke on it. I'm sure she was giving a reference to the Tyler Perry thing, you understand? Okay. Now that the Tyler Perry thing came up and then the TV stations issue, she came out saying that we should also ban TV stations for showing pirated movies, for showing movies without people's consent.
Oh, so the banning shouldn't just be
it shouldn't just be license.
Okay.
It shouldn't just be anybody.
We don't want analysis.
Okay.
No, I want analysis. Give me analysis. Give me analysis.
I want to say it. Open your mouth.
So, listen. Issue of content distribution and piracy, it's quite murky. What do the laws say? We need to understand that the laws of YouTube may not necessarily apply to the laws of Ghana, like the copyright laws. Right. So every platform has its own nuances. Copyright is bad.
Simple and short.
In Ghana, no, the copyright system, how is it and how is it actually working?
This has been a conversation that we've had. I remember 2016 when these guys wanted to talk about copyright issues and the laws that govern this space, this entertainment space, and how it was just dropped like, it doesn't matter anymore. Everybody can put it. And it got worse from there. Yeah. It really got worse from there. So I think, again, you're very right when you say that, I didn't want to do this.
But the content there, see, it's very expensive to produce content. That one, please.
I can't believe that Light TV was showing straw.
No, like, first of all, whose account did you get from?
No, but...
Who told you that you do that?
No, but facing it, I'm not going to mention names, but it is possible I know where they got it from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, how?
I cannot.
We'll see you after the show.
It here. No.
You come and arrest you, tell them.
No. But big shout outs going to Ifya Shastinga,
yeah.
For reporting us. It's good.
Do my own videos
it's good. It's good.
What have me done?
We are doing too much in this country. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Now, Ghanaian actress and filmmaker Juliet Ibrahim has called out for authorities to take actions against local TV stations that allegedly air films without proper authorization. Citing rampant film piracy in Ghana, she expressed frustration over the blatant disregard for intellectual property rights, noting that her own content has been aired without consent despite legal warnings. Ibrahim's comments follow a recent directive by the National Communications Authority to suspend 62 radio stations over regulatory breaches, with her suggesting TV stations should be next. She joins Nollywood actress Bimbo Ademoye in raising concerns about Ghanaian TV stations broadcasting movies without permission. Not just Bimbo, we have Omoli Oboli and all of that.
See how shameful it is.
No. Oh.
Nigerians are calling us out for Paris. Then also.
Oh, we're moving away from that and we're taking it into the international waters. Mimi, I want to ask you something. When you get married, do you think of signing a prenup?
Yeah.
Prenup?
Yeah.
People say that prenup in your head is like you feel like the relationship is going to fail.
Because you got to teach me before, say nothing they last forever.
So, question. The prenup you are signing, are you signing it because he is bringing it or you are bringing the prenup?
I love the question.
If he brings it, I will sign.
That is the one I want.
If he brings it, I will sign.
If you bring it.
No, I will not think of bringing a prenup. I don't think I would.
But once he brings it, you sign.
I will sign.
Let me take you through this story, which is very, very funny.
Why are you so?
We know that Real Housewives of Atlanta star married Nigerian billionaire Simon Gubadia. Now, their relationship started very rocky. So Simon Gubadia was married to Fallon. Portia came to visit her. She was eyeing Simon Gubadia. Next thing you know, Simon left Fallon, went to marry Portia. And guess what?
The way you entered is how you come out. Let me put that one there so we continue.
Yeah, what's up? No, you see what we're talking about,
right?
Yeah.
Behave.
So, after 15 months of marriage, the marriage has finally come to an end with Portia winning the battle of prenup to Simon Gubadia. So she takes the house, the houses, the cars, some houses in Nigeria, some houses in Atlanta.
But the guy said he's supposed to be a criminal, apparently.
Oh, actually, he's done self-deportation.
So he's been deported.
So yeah.
So she's getting the ones overseas.
The ones in Nigeria too, and so let's get into it.
Whose properties were they?
I mean, come again.
Were they his properties or?
They were his properties, Simon Gubadia's properties. So she retains everything, all of her properties. She retains her name, and then she takes 2 Nigerian houses.
Portia won at this thing.
Yeah, she won. She won.
This gender.
Let's get into
it. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Portia Williams has won her divorce battle with ex-husband Simon Gubadia after a judge ruled in her favor to enforce their prenup. The ruling, which occurred on June 13th, means Williams will receive a lump sum financial settlement of $40,000 a month and partial control of Gubadia's $7 million homes in Atlanta. Gubadia had opposed the prenup's enforcement, claiming Williams misinterpreted what he said earlier about the prenup, but the judge sided with Williams. The divorce proceedings were delayed several times due to Gubadia's detention and deportation, and he was eventually and deported back to Nigeria. Gubadia may appeal the decision, and a defamation case is also pending. Defamation from who? Portia. Are you not the one who went to marry the girl? You had nice wife, Fallon, Onyeoshi. She came to introduce, hi, this is my friend. We say, what a beautiful damsel.
God will punish this gender. Anyway.
Which of the genders?
That one.
Your own.
This one is my own.
This one your own.
This one my own.
Like.
Because Chalet.
No, but who sent him?
I think that we all know that they both owe loyalty to Fallon, right?
Yeah, Fallon.
But someone owed more loyalty to her. And the person who owed more loyalty to her was the husband.
No, the husband. Yes.
Friends come and go.
But that's the Portia.
No,
Portia was Fallon's bestie girl.
No. Me, if my friend comes to take my boyfriend or husband, I'm going to my husband. I'm going to find out from you. I don't have a problem with that one that was acting around me, because I owe no law. She owes no. Listen,
she's not the one holding the vows.
Right, but nobody takes vows for friendships.
That's true.
Yeah, and so I mean,
see, your point is made.
My husband first. When I'm done with Charlie, the girl can go. Honestly, I ain't got. I got issues with you, my husband, and
guys. I hope this teach you guys a lesson. It's not everyone that is in makeup and is wearing hair and his look is wearing nice hair. It's to be joked with.
No, take your entire existence.
Simple.
Gender.
We're moving away from that to taking a look at the last story. Now, Kendrick Lamar is doing just not like us. Just not like us in Drake's hometown. You want to terrorize the boy too?
After Drake's life.
In his hometown. And what vexed me is the fact that after he finished singing the song, the crowd was telling him to repeat the song again.
Yeah.
They enjoyed it so much that they told him to repeat the song again.
What kind of torture is this?
Where you are loyal? Where?
What did Drake do to you?
Because I know there is no way that I'll go to a shaman and then go and mess around with Stone Boy. You see how the loyalty
Will you come back?
there?
No, you see.
Come and explain your matter.
No, that is where we missed the point.
Tell me.
It's a lyrical thing. Mm-hmm. Behind the scenes, these two guys might be cool.
Okay.
These two guys will eventually come out with a track. This beef is not beefing.
Are you sure?
Oh, back in the day when we're talking about Jay-Z and Nas, this comes nowhere close to it.
Jay-Z and Nas, listen, and Nas came out.
These are on levels. Some people own
grade. Yeah. So
talking about Jay-Z and Nas, I feel and I still stand by the fact that Nas' diss track to Jay-Z, which is Ether, is still the baddest diss track.
Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, you agree?
I win your heart, right? Yeah. Oh.
Nas, come on.
Thank God I don't know about it.
All right, well, this is what's happening in the world of entertainment today. I'll bring you guys some more entertainment. You know how we do during the weekend. We pick this one from here, pick this one from here, pick this one here. But enjoy the rest of the show with the ever beautiful Miriam Uduak-Mensah and phenomenal Sedinam. Edmund.
Why do you guys call my name like that? That's not how I...
The girl has fallen for the...
Why are you guys doing this to me? This is not how I pronounce my name.
Okay, how do you say it?
My name is Sedinam.
Edmund!
Why are you guys doing this?
Edmund!
It is Sedinam.
Edmund!
It goes to an octave. Over to you guys.
Thank you so much, Daphne, for coming through with those entertainment stories. It's always exciting to have you, especially on Fridays. Somehow you just bring a whole new energy on the show when you come to here on Fridays. Because we're called weekend. Weekend need Only
God knows.
Only God knows.
Yeah.
No one knows tomorrow. But yes, Equity Health Insurance has something amazing for you. They call it Equity Corporate Health Plan in today's dynamic business environment. A robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your organization's performance. Now, with Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to the future of your company. Our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees and that of offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. Our support goes beyond administrative tasks and premiums at Equity Health Insurance. We are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. So please feel free to reach out to us on 050-1515-124 or 0539135073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you. Well, Telecel Cash says you should secure, it is your secure and convenient cash platform. It is still offering the lowest charges ever. Telecel is offering the lowest charges ever. Even better, sending money from Telecel to Telecel Cash is still free, okay? On Telecel Play app, it is still free as well. Now, so whether you're paying your fees, you're buying wache, you're sorting this boy out for the weekend.
Yeah, very necessary. You dial *110#.
Now send the kike.
Now any day.
Send the kike.
Please.
Send for me. He's sending some money because this a couple of days ago was my birthday. You didn't send me something. Connected successfully. It is send the kike. Well, that's it for Coffee Daily, isn't it? Yeah, Coffee Daily. We're moving straight to the plug right after this, guys.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Who say sawdust a waste, but you be the home commercial say between the sawdust and a dreamery. Am I in your interest in a pay crime system like a craft farm and the video in rain? Yama did you in Reno, a sawdust, or my pioneer, and we are more funny tribune, I wasting, and a lime, a fra, near composting for some days. We are the best elica crammer, heat a bound, run knock a crack. We are near a response, a mere abba, a goon for the we are for 2 weeks to 3 weeks. Then after that, you will get mushrooms bag with mushrooms which are one in Reno, if Ubasa. The shall say, a Francho crop when I start seeing Meridiano. Not a Yankasa Assassi, and Benamanda may see a move about offense to town. We have been a poultry farm beer, Panonian Coconi Bean, the phone a year Meridiano. Satinate media 1,000 bucks. The demand room I see it will be 5,000, 8,000, almost 10,000 bucks in the night. Me, Idria.
Now, me, the Senate Chum call by day 10 years. If you do have seen a man out way now, you may need your home. And a man may apply. We start here, you might be there 5 years. There were more bags, there were more markets in my. Now, woman's war farm, I'm a minute soon heard man. I'm a first man like Nipa and woman near Jumano. See, you think be brave any human be here.
The banner for town. I will in the I'm a tinny to be Equaton. Shall see an hour, ya, now saying by a children and a big genai. Maybe a dear, maybe cotton be, yet 10 chips. To Toby, Chinchinga.
It may possess a mushroom bread, mushroom shito. It means hair dry beef. It be a mushroom powder.
Dear Yano, any day at 53 a room. So, see, I cried then, Tamon say, we know a year by beer, Yano needs a room with Yano. You on my babia, you are to the abba, and away seeing the Susono, and Yamana, you do gumno, a year, and Yama, a year organic. It's a Nema Yade, Emma, and Kukono, and Noa Bina Yade, a yes, I
market no, a group cost for Palma. The man be two, a free farms at the market.
Shake it off and just use all your life. You go bear the fruits of your life.
I say, Merino debia to be. Tama debia sika empire in some.
Say, Neman ain't me improve riding my Busiano, another room as a series, meeting who write in Reduamuno. Nemas, I say, a possible call. A cacra make a chair, you know, and say, Medimano, a netting, and a scabby green out the best started. The Yana say, obey you are come, say, obey a Jumano. Men found sign show them from Triceratops Sabi BB.
Eh, Juma, Odo, who to swear, a bebo, and no yet a shano home, and no yet a maybe edidi. Nimiam school, and maybe more school.
To baby, we are mass family there. There are no there was some Diano, Niakakra, at the Cocoye, yeah,
The next thing is a day and if I say a large company, bit made a process be their call amanane. Medini Fatal Seidu, CEO Match Palm Limited, Ghana Gross, whole day.
Ghana Grows, Hope Day.
Welcome back from the break. There's still the AM Club right here on MX24 TV. Remember that we're streaming live on YouTube as well as X. Yes, people say X and it sounds funny. You can call it Twitter. It works out. So I've been joined by the project lead. Yeah. But the project lead for her hair, I should say.
Yes.
In the person of Pam Techua.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Pam.
How are you?
I'm good, yourself?
I'm great. It's a good day to be a woman, so.
It's a good day to be a woman.
Great day to be a woman.
What a way to start. What a way to start. Why won't you just tell me it's a good day to be alive so that I can share in your joy? But when you say it's a good day to be a woman...
But we are all excited to be alive today, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel extra special and extra grateful to wake up not being a man today. So, you know, that's a great thing to celebrate.
Wow! Okay, so just a quick one.
Yes.
In 30 seconds, can you explain why you're saying you're happy to wake up not being a man today?
Tomorrow is High Hair 2025, and this is arguably one of the most important things I've ever done with my life. So, super grateful that I was a woman that was born with a head to come up with this, and to have been able to bring it out with the help of my amazing team. So yeah, who are all women, by the way, so, you know, great to be a woman in the Jane today.
Wonderful. You said something there, but I will not get to it.
Okay.
I'll continue from another thing I had.
Fine.
You said it's happening tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
What's the special thing that, in as much as I'm not a hair, I should look out for tomorrow? The very special thing before we actually go through the lineup, because I have interest there.
Okay, what will stand out for you is a huge platform, a full day of qualified, talented women from the creative and cultural industries. And you're going to not just have the option of talking to their businesses, but meeting actual women who are on the job market. Okay. And the biggest takeaway for me is you're going to finally be able to say you found a woman for a job. You will not be able to say, oh, there were no women, because there's going to be a woman literally from every sector of the creative and cultural industries at the High Hair. So for me, for a man, you should come through. It's for women, but you should absolutely come through if you're looking to diversify, if you're looking to learn, if you're looking to hear from women, you know, with direct from the source and not from some random blog post on X. Just come directly to these women and have conversations. There's going to be experts panels, there's going to be master classes. Just listen to a woman and be informed. That's all.
I like the fact that you say I should listen to a woman and be informed, and also I should say it's admirable to see the efforts being put into enlighten the public about the fact that there's a woman out there for every single position.
Yes.
How was the first edition like, though?
Well, the first edition we had with Terra Alta, and not only was it the first of its kind, it was also just the very first time that it was a whole community coming together for just one thing. And what stood out for me from the very first edition was the kind of outcomes, the art that was created at the community center, the networks that were created, the collaborations that were formed, and even from our side, our volunteers, our interns, people that attended our mentoring programs, what they have been able to do in the last year has been nothing short of amazing. And so it's a great source of pride for me and for the rest of my team that even in our first year, the outcome has been so successful, which inspired us to go the second time round.
Wonderful. So for the first year, did you also have the master classes?
So the first year, we actually had one-on-one mentoring sessions. We had 9 amazing women, including Ohima MK, who is the manager for Molly and the founder of Wonder Girl Co. We had Ria Boss, we have Henrika, we had Assumpta. These are all like super women in the different areas of creative and cultural industries, and we had them do one-on-one sessions with I think it was 3 or 4 girls per woman. And this year we decided we appreciate their time so much, but let's make it a masterclass. So you only have to talk once and then you can go. But yeah, that was the inspiration for the masterclasses as well.
Wonderful. So we're going to be having 6 in total.
Yes. I don't know how we did because, you know, in my head, we're just going to do something small. It's just going to be a quick day in and out. Before we realized we had 6 superwomen on board who were volunteering their services and their expertise and their time. We have a masterclass on impact entrepreneurship from Poetra Asantua, author, poet, serial entrepreneur, all-round creator. We have a masterclass from Ria Boss, who is also my co-producer. We have a masterclass by Sarah Mufuriata, who is the co-founder of Investment Friends. Amazing work on how we can not just understand the world of finance, but how we can apply it in our creative journey, how we can save money. I personally desperately need that workshop. So,
Save money.
listen, you know, the thing about money is to save it, you need some.
Yeah, actually.
And in the creative economy, having a consistent source of income is almost unheard of. So we just want our girls to be able to learn from somebody who has not just worked on the corporate side, but on the creative side, on what can you do as your money is coming in to save it, you know. We also have the fantastic Karen Okundayo Davis, who is the marketing lead for Nyaneba Collective, Treehouse, Aliba, all of that, talking to us about how to build a great marketing campaign. And we have the amazing Liz Johnson to do a workshop on writing nonfiction. If you're a journalist, if you are a writer, if you just, you know, you write a lot, sometimes you just journal. Just being able to process your thoughts as a writer who writes nonfiction is a whole different ballgame. So we're trying to capture every area, as many areas of the creative industry as we can with the workshops. Yeah.
Wonderful. You just mentioned one thing that even for me, it goes outside the scope of the creative industry. That's the part that has to do with the savings and
yes. Money is hard to control.
Is it?
Yeah, money has to be your friend because you can't control it. You just have to bring it in. But yes, again, for the girls on Saturday, the men can follow them on Instagram at investmentfriends_.
Okay, all right. Today is a very interesting day for me on this set, you know. It's going to be a very interesting day. Anyways, let's talk about some other activities on the day that we should look forward to beside the 6 interesting master classes that I seem to have found a name for. We'll call it the Big 6. The Big 6 on the day.
Well, yes, that's actually a great name. We should have thought about that. But, you know, thank you for giving us that.
The guys. One for us. But anyways, let's talk about other things that will be happening on the day.
Yeah, before we go on, I just want to give a big shout out to my dear friend Hoto, who helped me put this flyer together to make it as concise as possible.
Very feminine.
Very feminine, and give you just the vibe that we're going for the day.
Okay.
What else do we have for the day? So we have the pop-up market, which is the Jen Can Do art market. We have 5 amazing artists on board. Come buy some art. We have brand presentations from 10 amazing businesses that are owned by women.
But
we have
quick one before you continue. The pop-up market is also only for women.
No, you know, it's art. Everybody should buy art. You should definitely have some art in your house.
Okay.
There's going to be food, there's going to be drinks. You can hang out with us, yes.
Oh.
You can hang out with us. It's a Goethe Institute, and you know, it's a comfortable space. There's going to be shade, there'll be seating. So come through the whole day. Don't let being a man stop you.
Okay. Okay.
We will have a community center where we would have some music by the amazing Araba Opoku, who is also a writer and runs Transit, an all-day wellness initiative that I absolutely love. Like, it starts from 5 a.m. to the next day, literally just a full day of music and wellness. She'll be giving us some music for the day where you can paint, you can color, whatever. We just want you to be comfortable. Then we have the master classes. As soon as we're done with the master classes, we're just going to decompress. Take a minute, breathe through it, talk to somebody, meet somebody. We're calling it Meet a Jane. Just meet a girl you've never met before, exchange some skills, talk about what you do. We are really bad at talking about ourselves. You know, we're brave to be humble and we appreciate it. But just tomorrow, leave the humility at home, come and talk about all the wonderful things you're doing. Okay. We will have a live podcast with Sankasa Podcast. They're part of the GCR network, Gold Coast Report. Yes. After that, we will have a town hall conversation on how we can pivot as creatives. Sometimes you're an MC, you would like to be on TV. What are some steps you could take? Maybe you are in the corporate sector, but you like to start freelancing. What can you do? Maybe you want to be a multi-hyphenate creative like Be a Boss and do events and sing and write. What are some options for you? Then we will have our panel on labor and the gig economy from a woman's perspective, right? You know, we talk about the gig economy a lot and how it has made the workforce flexible, how it has given us the opportunity to work on our own terms. Even being able to determine how much you charge has been such a game changer, but it's not the same for all genders. You know, we still require some support when it comes to health. Freelancers still need help. You know, freelancers still need the opportunity to go on vacation if the time comes. So let's talk about what the labor and the economy have to offer us women and what we can do. And this is one of the most, you know, we didn't put the name there because we don't want that to be the reason you come, you know. But we have the amazing former Ghana ambassador to France, Honorable Her Excellency Anna Bosman, who will be giving a speech at exactly 3:30. And I say exactly because I need us to understand it to be at exactly 3:30. But yes, she'll be there from 3:30 throughout the rest of the day. She'll be speaking at 5:30 p.m. Please join us for a speech. Let's talk about policy, why it matters to us as cultural entrepreneurs and creatives, why we should actually be interested in policy, because we forget that you don't have to care about politics for it to care about you. Yeah. It will affect you one way or the other. And then after that, we'll have a film screening with one of my amazing friends from Nigeria, Ifeoma Chikogu, who runs Fizike Pictures. We'll watch her film Bariga Sugar. And then we'll have a conversation on the use of indigenous languages in film with Amatufed. Yes. Yeah, it's a full day. It's a full day. It's a full day.
Very interested in the last.
You should definitely come. Yes, Bariga Sugar is an amazing film about a young lady and her mother who happen to live in a brothel. We hardly ever see stories from the perspectives of the affected woman. It's not always just the trauma of why you chose to be a sex worker. Sometimes it's just a job. And how do children who are born in such an environment relate to each other? How do we even use language when we're at home? And how do we use language when we're in professional settings? Sure. We're going to talk about all that, yeah.
Wonderful, but how do we register to take part?
Oh, so we have two amazing partners for it, Jumbo Tickets and Hustle Sasa. Just Google Jane Can Do Jumbo Tickets or Jane Can Do Hustle Sasa, and you can RSVP for any of the sessions or for a whole day pass.
Okay, so that's the only way. No phone number.
No, you don't. It's a free event. So we want you to not have to stress about how you show up.
Okay.
You can send us a DM on Instagram at Jane Can Do or Facebook or LinkedIn. But the most important thing for us is it's free. So do not feel restricted in how you can show up. Just show up as you are. You can RSVP on any of these platforms, Saso Sasa or Jumbo Tickets. Come. You can also RSVP at the entrance, but we prefer if you did it before you showed up. And just come and have a day with us.
Wonderful. Before you go, please, you mentioned entrance. I have all the details, but please tell us where.
Yes, so this is being had with the amazing Goethe Institute. Goethe Institute is in Kakaramanda Road. Listen, the guy is kicking me. But yes, it's right next to NAFTI.
Okay.
It's one of the cultural institutions that have supported us all year. This will be, I think, our third project with them this year. So I'm really excited about that. Max and Liz have been fantastic supporters of women.
Fine. Wonderful.
Yes, and we'll be there from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. You can come any time of the day. There'll be food, there'll be drinks, there'll be water. There'll be an area for you to relax. There's shade, so you don't have to worry about the sun or the rain. There's going to be also just women. So if nothing at all, come and see a very qualified woman.
Wonderful. Anyone you want to say thank you to before we run out of here?
First, I want to say thank you to MX24 for having us this wonderful morning. We had a very entertaining conversation before that you guys weren't privy to, so I want to give a big thank you to Goethe Institute for being our venue partner. Black Girls Glow, the amazing Black Girls Glow, big ups to their next edition of Koshka, I think, which is happening in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
And we have Script and Sound, who helped us with the comms and social media for this event. Yes, and Ria Boss, who is my co-producer.
Yeah. So Pam Techua is the founder and project lead for Her Hair. Yeah, I like the way she's being coy about it.
Listen.
And she spoke about being humble.
Listen,
so she's exhibiting it.
I am trying.
I've got to give it to you.
Thank you. Humility is very hard for me as a person.
Really?
So yes, there's nothing to be humble about.
Okay, we'll see. So join us tomorrow. Yeah, I'll pass through because
Please
I had food. Yeah, I had food.
We like what we like.
Yeah. But for the ladies, you should come through. It's going to be interesting.
Yes.
You get to learn a lot. You get to meet a lot of amazing ladies as well.
Yes.
One advice to everybody going, when you go, drop your guard and be a guy in the space. You see, guys interact with ourselves wherever we meet. We bounce ideas off just like that. When you go, just do that as a lady tomorrow and you would walk out a changed person.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We might have to hire you to be our male PR.
Yeah. We'll talk about, so we are going to talk, but we'll be right back after this break, okay? Just stick and stay. We'll be right back.
All right.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles. You were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
This is a call to you. The dreamers. The ones that see no boundaries.
Dreamers take a chance.
The explorers that chart their own path.
Unlock the vibes, connect the energy.
The ones that dare to challenge the status quo.
Get connected, feel the
When others try to think outside the box, you wonder, what box?
catch the wave, enjoy the ride.
To the architects of their journeys. Every connection is an opportunity to explore every experience. This is your call to adventure. Your journey begins here. Be bold, be daring, be free. Connecting passions, connecting dreams, connecting ambitions. Telecel, connecting energies.
Hi, my name is Ruki. I'm a TV host and a self-styled chef. Cooking is my ultimate passion, and it's something I would say is my calling. Now, for those who cook a lot like me, there's one fact they'll always state. Ingredients decide how tasty your food is. And for me, the game-changing ingredients is water. Tap water at the moment is not the best option considering what's going on in the country. Also, such as water can taste weird and produce too much waste, so it's a no-no for me. My number one choice for cooking is Jibu water. Cooking with Jibu water enhances the flavor of your food. And it's not just that. Unlike other brands where you have to pour it from a heavy bottle, the 20-liter dispenser bottle comes with a tap that makes things so easy. So you see how simple it is with Jibu? Cooking with Jibu gives you big flavors and great taste without all the stress. Remember to cook with Jibu.
Jibu, transforming opportunity to thrive.
Leadership is a lonely road. Leadership is a sacred calling to transform lives. Leaders often grapple with very difficult challenges that can threaten their spiritual and mental health and overall well-being. Leaders in Worship is the exclusive program for leaders designed to provide that safe and sacred space to nourish, enrich, and empower your personal relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ through worship and scriptural exhortations. This is your strongest fallback. Leaders in Worship will take place on Friday, the 20th of June, 2025 at the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Center. The time is 7 p.m. Ministering together with me as hosts, Eric Odro Kwapong, Sandra Houston Kelly from Ghana, and Jumbo Aniebiet from the USA, together with anointed ministers of Christ from Ruach Global. A special attraction will be Ruach Jazz. Admission is free, but registration is strictly required. Your life will never be the same.
Yeah, welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. My name is Miriam Udwa-Mensah. We're about to get into a big conversation. You don't always wake up in the morning, come to work, and get to have a conversation with big men and big people. I love my job, okay? I love my job. Just tell my boss that he can increase my salary just because of that. Anyway, before we get into the conversation, I want to remind you that you can connect with us on all social media platforms. It's MX24GH on all social media platforms. Now, my guest for this morning, he is, Leaders in Worship is an organized by Eric Kwapong Ministries, EKM, a legally registered parachurch and ministry organization with a focus in providing specialized training and services to meet the ministry worship, music training, and leadership capacity building needs of churches, the various faith institutions and organizations. Eric Kwapong serves as the founding president and CEO of EKM. He is recognized as a Christian leader, conference speaker, trainer, life coach, and gifted psalmist. His teachings emphasize that experiencing God's supernatural presence in worship significantly impacts personal faith and leadership capacity. This results in social, economic, and overall development in all aspects of life. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll! It's Friday, so we're going to be doing all of this shenanigans, okay? Eric Kwapong, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, thank you. I'm feeling your energy already. So your boss better hear what you said.
You know, that's very important.
I just whispered it, and I'm whispering it to the cameras again.
All right, it's so good to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Leaders in worship. One would have thought that they should, if really leaders are going through a lot, as you explained in your video, and there's a lot of, burden on leaders, then shouldn't we be counseling them and asking them to pray instead of worship?
Well, it's both. Prayer is part of worship. We have not looked at it in that holistic manner. We've seen prayer, or we've thought of prayer as a separate entity, but prayer is part of devotion. Prayer is not just asking, we're demanding. Prayer is also devotion. First and foremost, God's relationship with man or humankind, just to be gender balanced. So God's relationship with humankind has been based on fellowship. In other words, the whole basis was fellowship. Okay. Yes, there was some asking in the context of that relationship, but it's the fall of man through sin that sort of shifted and changed it to just asking. So, and unfortunately, in today's Christian faith, the whole point of everybody's relationship with Christ is asking. So if you go to a prayer meeting and you say, come, let's pray for souls to be won and for the world to be a more peaceful place, you bet you will get only this number of people. But if you say we have some miracle preacher or some miracle working somebody, prophet, whatever, you can be sure you get a packed house, because the whole leaning is, what I get. But that is really fundamentally not the Christian faith. The Christian faith fundamentally is not what you get, is worshiping him for who he is. And so that's what prayer is. So it makes prayer an integral part of the worship experience. So we can say worship is not just music, but worship is first devotion, is submission to the authority and the lordship of Christ. We could go into some more detail about, the scriptures. If you look into the scriptures, the word worship in the entire Bible directly occurs 108 times. 108 times. And there's typically no place where the word worship essentially means music. The word worship, both in the original Hebrew and in the original Greek, means to devote, to submit, to yield yourself, to make obeisance. And in the New Testament, it also means literally means to blow a kiss, which is an expression of love. So love for God, love for Christ, abject submission to his authority as Lord. But today he's just Savior and not Lord. But he has to be both Savior and Lord. Not just the miracle, giver, and give us this our daily bread. But is our Father who art in heaven, hallowed is your name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth in our lives as it is in heaven. So it's the trajectory of it is really fellowship. Yes. So anyway, we could go on and on and on.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I was enjoying the teaching. You realize that I could just leave the show for you so you can explain to us what is going on. Because, I mean, the usual leadership summits and what we've seen in the past would be 100 ways of being a leader, 70 ways of, so again, that brought me to thinking, why are we worshipping? But then, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like that isn't important. Now, let's talk about why you thought that this was a thing to do. When you started.
Excellent, great question. Now, there's the saying, and it's not just a saying, but it's a reality of life, that everything rises and falls on leadership. Now, you just whispered, though in a light-hearted manner, if it happens, you'll be happy, to your boss.
Yes.
Tell him to do something about my salary, which I'm also saying for you, by the way.
Okay.
Now, this is important. Why? Because he holds the destiny of your well-being, your livelihood, what you earn at the end of the month in his hands. And so the hierarchies go from level to level, way to the top, when I say to the top, to the levels of governance and those who serve in the three arms of government. And especially at that level, if they decide to mess you up for 4 years, you would have to stay put. If you are not fortunate, you and I are not fortunate, and they make it 8 years, it's 8 years of mess. So it puts leadership into this critical focus. Leadership at any level. In fact, at the levels of, single parenting, double parenting, single mother, single father, full couple, even at the home level. So if you bring it right across the hierarchy to the levels of, CEOs and C-suite leadership for private sector, MDs, senior management, board members, which is the category that Leaders in Worship is specifically for.
Okay.
If you bring it to that level and deal with that level, it becomes even more critical that we have the conversation about this group at this level, at this place of major policy and decision making that impacts lives. And so if this is the case, then it underscores the statement, everything rises and falls on leadership. It means they carry all of this. Now, if they carry all of this and all of that load and everything there is, and really, particularly for those in the private sector, if the thing collapses, everybody will find their way and look for the next place of, appointment and, earn. It falls and crashes on his head or on her head. So therefore, there has to be a way of engaging some empowerment process for them, some encouraging process. They will get the bashing. It's attendant with it. It's a natural attendant. They will get the critiquing, and because they have to, because it's a place of accountability where you will have to account for the lives in your hands. It's a grave matter to have lives in your hands, human lives in your hands. And so the bashing and the accounting and the critiquing and the stringent, if you like, critiquing of them is important. However, we believe there has to be this other, arm to it, and it has to be the arm of encouraging, empowering, and all that. But then we take it from the point of faith.
Right.
There are several, other levels we can take the empowerment and the encouragement from. You can go to a seminar, leadership something, and hear about the 100 ways to become a leader and all of that, and feel inspired and energized. But we are particularly focused on faith.
Does that
and the
mean that
leaders'
all
faith.
these people that you're talking about, the CEOs and whatnot, they have to be men and women of faith?
They have to be men and women of faith, but they don't have to be men and women of faith to attend. You have to just be in that category. A CEO, a C-suite leader, not a startup though. No, not a startup.
Not?
Well,
why?
Because a startup really has not really started the journey of paying their dues. And so the conversation about it being a lonely road, a solitary path, you know, grappling with really difficult challenges that can threaten your mental health, your spiritual well-being.
What? I feel so hurt.
I know, no, don't feel hurt.
But startups are going through that as well. At least they're going through the mental breakdowns. They're going through the I'm giving up stage. I mean, don't we need worship to help us?
We do, and there's a program that's going to be done for startups. Yes.
But we're talking about the established ones.
The established ones.
Who have been there and
absolutely been there, done that, and have the stripes to show, as they say. See, yes, see.
I felt that one. I felt that. I felt that.
Okay.
Now let's talk about when this is happening, where, and how we can attend if we're paying for it.
Right. It is free, but registration is strictly required.
Okay, great.
Yes. Again, it's for CEOs, for C-suite leaders, both public, private, civil sectors, across the three arms of government, traditional authorities, faith leaders, pastors, and you know all of that. It is really across the board, CSOs and so on. Once you are in a position of leadership where you hold lives in your hands, not on a somewhat, I'll say, you know, lesser level, but on that, you know, higher level of major policy and decision making, this is for you. This is for you. Now, it is happening at the Grand Arena of the Accra International Conference Center exactly a week today, which is the 20th. The 20th. So the 20th of June, and it starts at 7 p.m. But there's a 6 p.m. Meet and greet and fraternize and encourage, you know, and all of that. So that is the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Center, 20th and 7 p.m. But even though it's free, registration is strictly required. You have to register. If you have people who live outside of this country or far, say up in the north or somewhere in, you know, Ashanti region and so on, who cannot come down to Accra, the live streaming can be requested for, and then the live streaming will be made available on the Kwapong Ministry's website, on the site. Or it will also be made available once you call the RSVP number and ask for it.
Awesome. How do we register though?
You register by just, it's on, the link is on the flyer, is everywhere. We've made it so accessible so that it becomes easy to register. And I'll give this number, if you don't mind, so that people can call. It's 0244 851 674, 0244 851 674. And once you call this number, the number would furnish you with any information, any help, link, registration link and all of that.
I think we would need that because in recent times we've had lots of conversations around leaders going through a lot. And I was just saying this morning that even though we're going through a lot, somehow leaders show up as though, you know, nothing is happening. And that's the posture the world is expecting you to
No, indeed. No, indeed.
So again, who are you going to be talking to? But you're saying that let's meet God and give him the praise and talk about our issues with him.
Yes, and talk about issues with him. But that's what you call the vertical. But there is also the horizontal, which is the next level after leaders in worship. And that is partnering, networking, so that you can share, we can engage. Now, one really great leader, in this country, who happens to be my pastor, a Dr. Otabil. He says it like this, that one of Africa's major problems at the heart of the lack of partnering and networking is trust.
It is. It is.
I know you agree, don't you?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
So
my young life does.
Yes, I know. Well, that cancer, that canker of lack of trust is really at the heart of what has kept us from, even though we engage God in our various services, churches we attend, and this is different from what you get in church, because you meet people of your kind, your contemporaries and all of that, who you can engage with and vibe with, but then it progresses to... Oh, did I just say that? I told you affected me with your energy. Yes, when I came in here.
Energy.
It's a Gen Z energy, right? I just felt bang like that. Yeah.
You're meeting a cool little girl. Let's just do it.
I know, right? See? I like that. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is something you will get, the partnering, the networking, meeting people, engaging, because sometimes the solution is with the next CEO, the next C-suite, the next leader, because they walk in your shoes, they walk where you are, they understand. But not only that, we are praying that from this next level, it progresses to the third level, which we're making provision for, and that is what we call the big private sector push. We believe, and I believe personally, I've said it, and that since independence, our governments have done well for private sector, but I believe it's been a little more lip service than actual engagement to really lift up private sector and make private sector happen. So it's not just the spiritual God, neither is it just partnering and networking, but it's also the actual evidence and activity of the big private sector push, of course supported by the public sector, and then hopefully all of this will converge in nation building. So this is where it's starting, but this is where it is leading to.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I see there are other ministers on the bill, but also I hear you have partners who are supporting this, and you like to acknowledge.
Yes, we have partners. We have a few of, not unfortunately, fortunately, not everybody wants their names mentioned.
True.
And so we have some individuals who have been remarkable, just remarkable. But our whole, we have Translead Consult and Thamani Global. Thamani Global is a young people's capacity development, leadership, team. We have Chatterhouse.
Oh, Chatterhouse.
Yes, who are being so wonderful. We're still in the begging, negotiating, and all of that stage.
That would be nice. We beg.
Yes, yes. Madam Theresa has been, so wonderful, and
Madam
we're
Theresa,
grateful. Cut to Fit, they make, these shirts and all of that. That happens to be Yvonne. In fact, when you call the number, the RSVP number, you get to speak with Yvonne. Yvonne is the arrowhead of this entire project.
Ooh.
Yes, so she's also a media person and all of that. Maxwell Properties, J2 Global Solutions, Stan Arts, Digital Marketing Agency, First Choice Hair and Beauty.
Oh,
They do your people.
Yeah, they're my people. They
yes,
do hair.
they do hair. All right.
Business for them because they haven't given me money. But okay, we're going to talk about that sometime.
You never know. Maybe they'll give you some.
They do nice hair. Okay,
yes,
I make my hair.
They do.
Yeah, yes, they do. They do.
So
and they've been in business for years.
Oh, they have for over 25 years.
Yes.
That lady is remarkable.
I'm telling you.
No, she is remarkable.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, she is remarkable. So hopefully some investors can partner with her. Yes. Partner with her.
You see, there's a reason why we all have to meet there, because I love what you said about, it's not just about worship, but it's also a time to connect with other
That's so important.
My production team is about to cut off my head.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm sorry. So leaders in worship.
Yes, our media houses, if you don't mind, which includes MX, you know, 24, but EIB Network, you know, Bola Ray and his wife, they've been super. Multimedia, Kwesichum, my brother, you know, ABC News, Ghana, and like I said, several individuals and companies who don't want their names mentioned, so we'll stay out of it, but we're grateful.
Yes, we're grateful. Listen, thank you so much. Bola Ray and his wife, incredible people. Absolutely love them. And MX24 were actually a part of this. And so you're going to be seeing Me, Their Leaders in Worship, happening on the 20th of June. Grand Arena, 7 p.m. By 6 p.m., we're standing there and connecting with people. Come by, let's worship together, and of course, most importantly, connect with other people in business, get to know. In fact, for my young people, this is an opportunity to pass through, to get to know about all these incredible people you admire. So let's meet on the 20th of June, Grand Arena at 7 p.m. Thank you so much, sir, for coming.
My pleasure, except that I told your producer, I said, you better give me a little more time, though, so I'm going to have an issue with him
We're going to have to do that on the ground, because I'm going to be there and we'll sit with you, and we'll have an extensive conversation. How about that?
I hear you. I hear you.
So production team is ready for you.
But then there are the, you know, CEOs who are under 40, some amazing CEOs, 35, 30s, and all of that. And everybody's invited. Everybody's welcome. Yes, especially since you're going to be there. They better follow you there. See?
Okay. So people, I've had a great conversation right here with Eric Kwapong. I am ready for the day. For 7 p.m. on the 20th of June, I'm going to be at the Grand Arena. Let's go and have a good time in the presence of the Lord. You know, Jesus, babies, I love this, okay? I love this for me. Now, for you as well, I love this one for you. But we have something amazing coming up right here on the show. I told you, we have a beautiful add-on right now, and my amazing sister, Ruki, is going to be taking us on a ride. Guys, I'm excited. Congratulations, Ruki. But we are coming in. All right, so we're going to be getting into Foodie Friday for this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to tell you that we're going to be learning a lot more things right here on the show. Join us next week right here on MX24. My name is Miriam Uduak Menta. See you again on Monday. But before we get into that, let's get into Foodie Friday.
Hi foodies, welcome to this episode of Foodie Friday right here at MX24. I'm Chef Ruki, and today we are going to make Ghanaians' all-time favorite dish, vegetable jollof rice. And we are going to be using the rich and flavorful Gino tomato mix to make it absolutely delicious. Whether you are cooking for your family, your friends, or yourself, this recipe is a winner. So let's get right into it. Here are the ingredients you will need. We have 2 cups of rice. We have our bell peppers, red, yellow, green. We have our sliced carrots and our sliced onions, our tomato, our ginger, garlic, and habanero. We also have our natural spices and all-time Gino curry powder. We have our Gino tomato mix, Gino jollof mix, and our cooking vegetable oil. Now we're starting by adding our natural ingredients. We're going in first with our tomatoes, followed by ginger, habanero, garlic, bay leaves, and rosemary. Now we can add our water to blend. So we are going to put in our vegetable oil into our heated pan. Then we go in with our sliced onion, let it fry for a while. Then we put in our blended fresh spices. Let it simmer until it smells nice. So here's where the magic begins. I'm adding the chino jollof mix. It's thick, rich, and packed with real tomato flavor, and it's perfect for jollof rice. So it's time to spice things up. We are adding in more rosemary, some bay leaves, some Maggi cubes, and some Gino curry powder. So we are going to stir this for a while to get all the flavors to come alive. So we are going to add in a little bit of salt to taste. Then we stir. And we let it simmer for 2 minutes. Whilst our stew is on fire, let's wash our rice. So our base has simmered for a while. It's time for us to put in our rice. But before we do that, let me tell you why I prefer to use long grain rice. If you want a perfect jollof rice, always use long grain rice. So I'm pouring in our washed rice. Then you give it a good stir to soak up the flavor. Once the rice is about 80% cooked, we're going in with our colorful vegetables, carrots and bell peppers. This adds not only flavor and crunch, but also beautiful color and nutrients. Stir gently, cover again, and let it steam for a few more minutes until it's well cooked. Our vegetable jollof rice is now perfectly cooked and ready to be served. And there you have it, vegetable jollof rice made with the bold flavor of Gino tomato paste. It's vibrant, comforting, and full of goodness. This is perfect. This tomato mix is deep and rich in flavor. Definitely a proud pizza. Thank you for joining me here on Foodie Friday, right here at MX24. And don't forget, good jollof rice starts with your good base, and Gino tomato mix never lets you down. Catch you on the next episode with more flavor, more recipes, and more fun right here at MX24. Bye for now, and don't forget to cook with love.